In 1974, the United States Supreme Court clarified the differences in libel cases between public and private citizens in the case Gertz v. Welsh.
I might point out that the statement that the plaintiff had filed civil suits on behalf of the parents of the deceased and that he had appeared at the inquest and that perhaps at one time he had been a member of one of the organizations set forth in here are about the only statements contained in this article relative to the petitioner that are true. Everything else stated in the article regarding Mr. Gertz are just absolutely false.
The majority opinion, written by Justice Powell, stated that private citizens only needed to prove negligence rather than actual malice, seeing as how private persons have less ability to defend themselves. This led us to wonder if the ruling impacted the way newspapers approached covering the two different types of stories, especially in a small town like Lexington.
We spoke with the editor of the Lexington News-Gazette, Daryl Woodson, who discussed how his paper treats public officials differently than private citizens.
Like I say, a lot of times with officials we deal with them every week, every month, what have you, and so we just launch right into it. They know what we're doing.
He confessed that his paper analyzes the newsworthiness of stories involving the two different types of citizens when choosing what to report. Unless a felony was committed, a private citizen will usually not be covered.
Let's put it this way. Right now, we only cover major felonies in our paper. We do not have the staff to follow up every misdemeanor or thing that happens. However, if you're the mayor of the city of Lexington or whoever, and you got caught speeding downtown, well, that's news to us. Now, if you're John Q. Public and you're speeding downtown and it's a misdemeanor, then no, we would not publish it. But
the main reason the News-Gazette does not report every crime is because of their limited resources. When asked if he would do more investigative reporting given the opportunity, he candidly admitted that he had never considered it.
But I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. I'm trying to. We never had the staff to do something like that, so I never really thought about it much.
When we spoke with Mayor Mimi Elrod, she agreed that the lack of media investigation was due to the small-town friendly interaction amongst residents.
But we all live here. We have roots here. We deal with these people every day. So we watch how we cover, say, accidents. If you see the great shots of bloody faces in automobile accidents and they win the awards, we don't run that really because it's likely to be a neighbor.
Lexington media outlets do treat their public officials, as well as private citizens, differently than they would in a larger city. This relationship is much friendlier and more personal. News outlets have very little sense of competition and are therefore much less cutthroat in their pursuit of information.
Also, with our public officials, they know us, we know them. Are we too cozy with them sometimes? It's hard to say.
Does the future of journalism agree with this very lenient relationship between the media and the citizens that they cover? We asked journalism major Rosie Purdy what she thought.
Well, I think that as long as you treat them respectfully and just don't put things in the paper or on the news just because it's interesting or it'll draw attention, then you still have a duty to put out the truth. You shouldn't just walk on eggshells because you might know the person or they're closer to you than a public official might be.